There was more in for us, I think, tonight. I think we're unlucky with the pen. I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, it just shows that we have to just be relentless with our chances. I think we had enough of them today, and yeah, in the end, draw away. They'll have to come to Old Trafford, and yeah.
Do you feel like you say, there was more for you tonight? Do you feel like you should have come away with the first leg lead?
I think if you look at the chances and the opportunities we had to also create chances, I think yes. We're obviously playing against a good footballing team, so of course, you know, it's not easy. But I think in the end we should have at least had one more.
Your goal, when it did come, it was a really nice move down that right-hand side. How much did you personally need that, given the run that you and this team have been on in front of goal?
Yeah, the team really needed it. That's what's most important. So yeah, happy, but in the end, we have to win, and we didn't win today. So we're just gonna focus on the next games, and when they come back, we're just gonna, you know, be better than we were today.
In the second half, it felt like you were in complete control. What changed? Did it feel like it needed something like a penalty, the way that they got one, for them to get back into the game?
Yeah, obviously, if you see the way the stadium reacts to the penalty and the way they press after the goal, it's obvious that they needed it. And I mean, it's logical, it's normal. But yeah, I feel like we can do better and remain calm and just keep playing the way we did before. I think we lost it a bit after that. But yeah, next game.
So what do you learn from tonight? What do you take into next week? How do you feel this result leaves you going into that second leg?
I don't know. They come back and we just have to win. That's all that matters. So.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Weekend. Their season is all about the Europa League now. Winning a trophy, getting into the Champions League next season relies on this. So a 1-1 draw to take into the second leg, Paul. You still give them a chance, of course, at home. But after seeing the way Sociedad grew into the game, bit worried?
No, not really. I'll say not worried. You don't really know what you're going to get from Manchester United, whether it's away or at home this year. I just didn't see enough in Sociedad really to think they could go to Old Trafford and win. I think when you go to Old Trafford especially, you need a bit of pace. It's a big pitch. I didn't see a lot of that from Sociedad, and I thought United in the main were in control. I thought Fernandes and Casemiro in the centre of the pitch kept possession quite well. That's what the manager asked for before the game, and I thought they were quite comfortable. But because they're playing against a team without that much legs, that helps them too, definitely. I thought they were in control. They didn't create an awful lot of chances, Manchester United. I don't think we know Darlow should have squared it to Højlund, and that would have been another one. Garnacho had a couple of half chances. But I expect United to be better at home next week, and I think they've got enough to beat them.
They were more threatening in the second half, Manchester United, Karen, weren't they? And it was Joshua Zirkzee who managed to put them in front. What did you make of the goal?
I thought it was well worked. I thought got out of tight areas, and we spoke about getting the full-backs because of how narrow that they defend. So once you get it out there, then it's about making those good decisions. I thought the decision-making in the first half wasn't quite there, but here now it's about picking the right pass. We saw it time and time again, and I thought Zirkzee did really well just to step into the area, not arrive too early, and this is a distance that he covered, big distances, and maybe we've criticised about bodies getting into the box and timings, and there's that Roy Keane in my head thinking, arrive at the right time, don't get into the box too early, and he did it spot on there, Scholes.
Yeah, do you know, he actually looks fitter than he has done, I think, than earlier in the season, and he was able to do that. Now, like, I can understand the goalkeeper might be slightly disappointed with that. I understand that he is going to that side, trying to read it, but ultimately you've got to get back to the middle of the goal. If he goes to the middle of the goal, it's, you know, he saves it. But United, I think they deserve to go in the lead.
Yeah, they looked energised after that as well, and us watching, we were expecting that this was only going to go one way, and Manchester United looked more likely to get another goal. But then, completely out of nothing, Real Sociedad win a penalty. Let's take a look at what it was awarded for first of all. Do you think it was a penalty?
Yes, I do. I didn't really see anything at the time, but looking back, it is a penalty.
It was a bit of a strange one, though, because it seemed to come a little bit after the incident, and none of the Real Sociedad players even appealed for it.
Yeah, well, I don't think any of us saw it either. I don't think Robbie Savage and Fleck saw anything that happened. And I wondered why they stopped the game. I thought somebody had gone down injured or something, but they went back to it. They showed the replay, and it was a penalty. I was a little bit surprised that Bruno's the one in that position, to be honest. It doesn't strike me as somebody who's going to come out and be dominant in the air and head the ball. And I think that's what happens there. I think he pulls his head a little bit away because he thinks he's going to get a smack in the head. And look, I'd probably do the same in that situation as well. I probably wasn't the bravest in them situations. You can understand why they give it. He stopped the lad from heading the ball. Look, it's still difficult to score from there, but ultimately I stopped the lad from heading the ball.
A little bit unlucky.
Yeah, it's harsh, but it's the rules and we can't argue that. But I do feel it's harsh, and obviously how good Bruno's been, I feel for him. So, but yeah, it's the law.
OK, Oyarzabal, the man who stepped up and converted the penalty, Paul. Good pen.
Yeah, really good pen. I was a little bit disappointed with him tonight, to be honest. I know he's playing probably in a role that he doesn't want to play as a false nine, if you like. But yeah, brilliant penalty. You'd never... Well, it is about these Spanish players, these foreign players. You never expect him to miss, and again, he didn't disappoint.
To sum up just the flow of the game, the penalty scored by Oyarzabal was actually their first shot at goal, Karen. But from then on, they seemed to grow in so much confidence, didn't they?
Well, they were able to bring on subs that made a big difference, and that's what I said at the end of the game. They went and took that momentum and put the subs on, fresh legs, and went with it. Man United just haven't been able to do that. Look, he's on it. Ball coming in there from a sub to a sub, has to score that. He goes with the wrong foot, got to go with his left foot. But this was the energy and the pace and the threat and the running behind. Maybe that was the ball Dallo should have played in the first half to Hoyland.
That was exactly the ball. I was just going to say that. But United do have a habit of, once they concede one, they do seem to be a little bit frail when they get under a bit of pressure. As Karen says, that first one, I think he has to set with his left foot, and he probably scores. Again, the keeper should. It's a decent chance, don't get me wrong, but goalkeeper should. But it wasn't major chance. I think there was the Bruno one in the first half. There's a couple from Garnacho again. They were a little bit scruffy. The ones that you don't really expect him to score. You expect him to get it on target. The first one he hits the side netting. He didn't get really much pace on that second one. So really not chances that were great chances, other than, well, even the goal wasn't a great chance. He still had work to do from the edge of the box. So disappointed creative-wise, I suppose, but tell you what, coming in here 1-1 is a really good result. It gives them a great chance.
Is the only concerning thing, Karen, that next week the United team are probably going to look fairly similar to this, because there's not a lot that Ruben Amorim can do differently. So although the game will be at Old Trafford, how different do you expect them to play?
Not a lot. We kind of looked at the team when it came in and we expected it because of the injuries. Maybe he's hoping to get people back by the next leg. But like I said, there's a game in between as well, and a difficult one. So, you've got to recover, you've got to get back, and you've got to stay fresh. But hopefully there's a few players that can help him get back on that subs bench at least.
A draw tonight. Are you happy with that or not?
No, I felt until the penalty we had the control of the game. And then I think the penalty changed a little bit the momentum. I felt our team in the last 30 minutes were really tired, and you can feel it in the game. So we take this stage to Old Trafford. It's going to be a different game. The pressure is going to be on us in that stadium, and we have to be ready. I think the key will be surviving physically to Sunday, and to be ready and fresh to Thursday.
What did change in that last half hour after the penalty to lose control? Was it just fatigue, or was there anything else?
No, the momentum changed, but I think it was clearly fatigue. We were late on the balls, even in transitions. You feel that the pace was different, and they were stronger in that 30 minutes.
The goal, when it did come though, lovely move down the right-hand side. The combination between Zirkzee and Garnacho on the right, was that a deliberate attempt to get Garnacho on that right-hand side? So we've seen him off the left, but he seemed to have a lot of success on the right tonight.
We look at the opponents, the way they try to press, where is the space, which player is going to follow the run, and we try to imagine the right characteristics for that game. So we try to change different things to expose the opponent different things.
Before the game, you said that you wanted to see your side be much better in possession with the ball. Do you think you saw that tonight?
Yes, I think until the penalty we had good possessions. We know that they jumped really strong to our pressure. We can put the ball behind. Our decision in the last third sometimes is not the better decision, but we had good moments in the game. Yeah, I felt that.
As they say in the final third, the decision making, it seemed to be frustrating in the first half in particular, watching you on the touchline. Was that the the main frustrations was one from Diogo Dalot, where he could have played the ball in first time.
Yeah, he has the advantage, and Rasmus did the sprint to win the position, but that can happen, and they cannot focus on that. They have to move on to the next play, and we move on to the next game.
Given a far weaker hand than recent managers at Old Trafford, curiously, no team bar Manchester City has won more trophies in the last 9 years than Manchester United, even though it's widely accepted that standards at Old Trafford have declined alarmingly. Between them, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, and Erik ten Hag won 4 domestic cups and a Europa League. For Tottenham, Newcastle or Everton, it would represent a golden period, but not for United, languishing in the most prestigious competitions since Sir Alex Ferguson left in 2013. Today's FA Cup 5th round tie against Fulham is a head-scratcher for 40-year-old Ruben Amorim, who by his own admission looks older every time he glances at the mirror. Lose and there will be another pile-on, but paradoxically victory won't cause much celebration. Winning the Europa League with its entry into the Champions League is far more important, making Thursday's tie against Real Sociedad the priority. Historically, United's success has always been dependent on creating stars from the academy but also paying the biggest transfer fees for the best players. Sir Alex Ferguson broke the British transfer record several times on the likes of Roy Keane, Andy Cole and Rio Ferdinand. Mourinho's €89 million spend on Paul Pogba was a world record, and Solskjaer and Ten Hag were also able to pay big bucks. Manchester United's FA Cup tie against Fulham is a head-scratcher for Ruben Amorim. Lose and there will be another pile-on, but paradoxically victory won't cause much celebration. United are still alive in the cup, but their priority will be the Europa League instead. Yet Amorim doesn't have that luxury as he contemplates life in 14th position in the Premier League, 34 points behind leaders Liverpool. PSR restrictions and Ratcliffe's desire to cut costs means expensive new blood isn't an option without a fairy godmother first wanting to buy existing United players. The best homegrown players Kobbie Mainoo and Alejandro Garnacho may be sacrificed for financial governance rather than have a long career at Old Trafford like their predecessors. Amorim has a far weaker hand to rebuild United than Ferguson did from a similar low starting point. His immediate priority this summer is to try and exact some sort of cull to free up budget to bring in his players. Victor Lindelof, Johnny Evans, Tom Heaton and Christian Eriksen are out of contract, and Hell want Marcus Rashford, Antony, Jadon Sancho and Tyrell Malacia to finish loan spells strongly to create a market. Nearly everyone else at Old Trafford is available at the right price, headed by Rasmus Højlund and Casemiro. The anticipated upheaval requires diplomatic tact from Amorim at a club already reeling over staff redundancies and rising ticket prices. The charming Portuguese declares honesty is the best policy as he seeks radical change. Amorim needs a Sir Alex Ferguson-style rebuild but has been dealt a far weaker hand. Everybody understands that in football sometimes you stay, sometimes you have to move on, he explains. I like to be clear. I was a player once and used that experience. When you are honest with someone, they can take it. It is hard in the beginning but they will understand. I'm quite honest with my players and sometimes they know they have to move on at the end of the season. It's not about acting ruthless just to show strength, but when I feel something is going to harm the club, I am quite ruthless. I'm trying to make a balance. I see a clear path and I see it from the board also. They are doing difficult changes which aren't popular, but they are doing it because they have a vision. I knew the situation here taking the job. It was a risk, but we are surviving and doing everything. Today is really hard, I know, but this is going to help us in the future. I hope. We will see. By taking England under-19s defender Aidan Heaven and striker Chido Obi Martin from the Arsenal Academy, United are reaffirming their commitment to youth. Ideally, Amorim would also like to sprinkle some stardust to get United closer to their competitors. Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen, currently on loan to Galatasaray from Napoli, has been talked about. So too has PSG defender Nuno Mendes, as Amorim stays wedded to playing with wingbacks. He is United's youngest manager for more than half a century and concedes there is an element of learning on the job. We aren't winning enough games, so I don't feel like I am a better coach, he acknowledges. But I have lived here for 3 months and learned certain things. I am a more complete manager because sometimes you need to be in a poor situation to grow. I have felt during these 3 months I am not going die if I lose 3 games in a row. I've learned to cope and maintain the energy.